So when I made that comment about she's changed, she's gained weight, I mean, I love her for who she is, and we can always do something about her weight gain. It's not like I am mad or I'm angry. That is not even something that would disturb me. If you love somebody, it's not just about the size, you know what I mean?
Oh my.
You look so good. So good.
She's changed, she's getting weight, but it's not about how she looks.
Emily and Kobe, you two are 90-day newbies. Whose idea was it for you to join the show?
So neither of us even watched the show. I've heard of it, but I've never watched it. One of my friends, Chloe, was like, "Your story's insane.
Yeah.
I'm going to apply you guys for 90 Day Fiance." So I was like, okay, whatever, I'm from Salina, Kansas, stuff doesn't happen like that in our town. So she did everything, filled it all out, and I don't even know, 6 months later, we got a phone call from New York, and I almost ignored it, but I was like, let's just answer it. And it was a talent rep the talent scout, I guess, for 90 Day. And she was like, hey, we're so interested in your story. Tell us more about you guys. And kind of took off from there. And here we are.
Well, have you catched up on 90 Day at all to kind of get the gist of how the fandom is and all of that?
Yeah, I binged it in a month. Literally every episode, I watched it with my parents. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is a huge television show. We had no idea.
Kobe, how do you feel? I mean, the whole world is about to know about your relationship.
People from Cameroon, we don't really know about that, except let's say people who are abroad, like Cameroonians in the US who are into the show, and knowing that there's gonna be a first Cameroonian on the show, which is me, and some be like, yo, just tell me when it's gonna be aired. We're gonna watch it. We want to watch it because we need to give you all the support and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. But
you gotta represent right, which I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will.
Met Kobe, we're actually having a girls' night. And I looked over my shoulder and I saw this, guy in all white. He was getting on.
Emily spoke about in the premiere that she met you at the club in China and it was an instant attraction. How did you feel when you saw Emily for the first time?
she saw me first. Yeah,
I
that's
did.
true.
Mhm.
So I was dancing. I didn't really realize, a bunch of girls over somewhere staring at us dancing. And I was done dancing and I'm like, let me go use myself in the bathroom. And then, somebody was right behind me. Hey, what's
Yeah, I
up?
followed him to the bathroom.
So I'm like, all right, I'm good. How are you? She said she's good. And she was like, where you from? I'm from Africa. She's like, where you from Africa? I'm like, from Cameroon. I mean, she was hot. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow. And when I asked her, like, where you from? She said she was from the US. I'm like, okay, easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Oh,
What is
mean-
that supposed to mean, Kobe? I'm from the US too.
I'm kind of like, all right, it's not easy for a girl to approach you. My culture, where I come from, like, if a girl could approach you, this means a lot.
Whatever. He probably was a one night stand. Look,
Yeah.
obviously, he
why I've been
liked
like,
that one
easy,
night because look where we are.
Right.
Gosh, easy.
You just asked me a question about my first,
Okay.
first
Mhm.
that was
Mhm.
what drove me in my mind, like, all right, one night stand, easy stuff.
Maybe
Yeah.
I thought you were easy. I don't know.
Now you have a full-on beautiful baby boy and a life together. So hey.
Yep.
All right. Well, Kobe, you're an international underwear model, or at least you were at a point in time.
I was doing modeling, like, with suits on and stuff like that, and an agent proposed to me, like, wow, you have a good build up. I feel like, you can be a good fit for the underwear modeling. I'm like, you sure? She was like, yeah. And then that was how, like, she asked me to take some, like, we went to the photograph studio and took some shots, and that was how I got into the game.
Yeah. I was like, how do you become an underwear model? I know it's a thing, but I didn't know the process.
I love black guys. So, of course, I found the only black guy in China.
You love black guys and you are unapologetic about it. Kobe, what are your thoughts on that?
She knows for what she wants. That is something that I love about her. And she has a strong will, like, whatever she wants, she's gonna go for it, no matter the odds and stuff like that. Which is, I've always admired a girl who fights for what she wants.
Mm-hmm. What'd you say, Emily?
So that was sweet.
Yeah. Oh. Well, Emily, you grew up in a small town in Kansas. So my initial thought, just honest conversation here, when did you realize you were into black guys? Because I'm sure the population there is it's
Oh,
pretty
God.
it's pretty low.
Yeah, it's pretty low. My first like real boyfriend was a black guy. Like my high school, we had like I think two black guys, like not that many at all. I don't know, I was just always attracted to him, you know. I like they're so hot, you know? So I
Yeah.
just saw Kobe and I was like, oh, he's my type, like big arms, like that is my type. So like in high school, you know, once I started dating, like my first boyfriend, yeah, he was a black guy and it was just what I go for, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of your small town, your hometown in Kansas, what were some of the concerns you had about Kobe moving from Cameroon to Kansas?
So one of our phone calls, Kobe was like, oh yeah, when I get there, like I'll just walk to like the African store and buy my spices. And I was like, okay, first of all, like you can't walk anywhere from our house. And second of all, we do not have a Cameroonian store, and you're gonna have to like order your spices because they're nowhere to be found here. So I was worried, like, you know, it would be a big adjustment for him. And, you know, he came from Africa where it's probably, or not probably, it's, but like, it is like,
Can easily get what I
yeah,
want.
like you can
Yeah.
get what you want and you're surrounded by like black people and you come to Salina and, you know, the first place we went, he's like, I'm the only black guy here. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big, you know, shock for him. And I was really worried that I was going to be his only friend here. I was kind of like, you know, sad for him because when he was in Cameroon, he was with his friends all the time. Like literally every time I called, he was like at a friend's house or out with friends and then coming here. I'm like, wow, you're really going to like be in dad mode. Like you're not going to go anywhere. We don't have clubs in my town. Like we don't have your spices. I was really nervous.
Yeah. What about you, Kobe? What were the thoughts going through your head?
Um, she first told me that it's a small city, it's not that big, and I did my research, my findings, and somebody told me like, man, dude, Kansas is a white state. I don't know how you're gonna cope over there. I'm like, wow, it's not just Kansas. It's a smaller city in Kansas, which is almost, I'm pretty sure, approximately 100% white, so no black. So
Yeah.
I was already thinking on how I was gonna cope. But so far, I mean, it's a beautiful experience. It's a beautiful place to start a family. So
Mm,
I'm not regretting, starting in Salina. I feel
yeah.
so. I'm loving
I,
it.
I love y'all. Even the fact that we could have this conversation, and it's open and it's real, is I love that.
I was really emotional when my son was born. You're crying, but you're happy, but you're crying because his dad's not here.
Well, Kobe, unfortunately, you weren't able to be there for Coben's birth. Your visitor visa was denied. I could imagine how you felt, but I just want to hear it out of your mouth. What were some of the feelings you were feeling knowing that you were missing out on this monumental moment?
Um, I felt bad that I didn't get the visitor visa that I applied for the first time, and I've always wanted to be there, see during the birth of my child, but I didn't make it. So part of me felt bad, honestly speaking, but still, I couldn't do anything. But she, I am saying, I could say she's been very very supportive of our relationship. She's been everything. I wasn't there. She carried the load all by herself. Sometimes when ladies are pregnant, they need somebody. I mean, doing those petty kind of stuff, but still, I really appreciate her a lot. I
Aw.
can't say much, but she's what everything though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emily, you did say he was sweet. I see it. I get it.
He says, yeah, he's the nicest guy I've ever been with. Like,
Oh,
Wow.
it still blows my mind that I met him in China at a bar and like, thank God he is as great as he is because I could have ended up with someone, totally opposite of him. And I like, to this day, I am mind blown that
I mean,
like,
I just try to be real. Like,
I know,
try-
but it's who you are though.
This is who I
Yeah.
am. I have my philosophy. I try to do things that if you do the same things to me, I won't get offended.
Yeah.
This is just it. Even though sometimes it drives me crazy.
Which is normal. That's just how relationships are.
Which is normal.
Yeah, yeah. The love is there though.
Looks so good. So good.
She's changed, she's gained weight, but it's not about how she looks.
Kobe, you made a statement about when she asked you, or something you said, oh yeah, she's gained some weight. I know you kind of regretted that, or you wish you would have said something differently. So
I said it was like, it's a cultural difference kind of thing. And besides, even before coming over, she kept, bugging me like, I've gained weight and stuff like that. So I understand if you gain weight, it's because of the baby. And weight thing can always be worked upon, you know what I mean? Like you can always do something about your weight if you want the weight to go away. So that is not even something that would disturb me. If you love somebody, it's not just about the size, you know what I mean? There's so many things that comes. So size, weight should be the least of the things. So when I made that comment about she's changed, she's gained weight, I mean, I love her for who she is, and we can always do something about her weight gain. It's not like I am mad or I'm angry. And besides, for us back home, if somebody say you've gained weight, it's like sign of good living. You're living a healthy life.
Yeah. I figured that I didn't get the gist that you thought it was a negative thing.
Well, and I mean, he wasn't wrong. I did gain weight. It's not like I was a size 6 when I met him. Like I had our son, and not every woman drops their weight immediately, and nor should they have to.
I feel like in getting comfortable, you as a man, you have to understand the sacrifices that a woman has made, especially in getting that weight. So you have to make her get confidence in herself. I mean, most women after gaining weight, they have like kind of stuff like low self-esteem. But as a man, you need to figure it out on how you can do to boost her morale up. Despite the fact that she's gained weight. So I try as much as I can to make that happen with her.
Can we take a moment to just give Kobe a round of applause?
I know. Look at this man.
So he can't work for 90 days, right?
Like 6 months.
Oh, 6 months.
Get married in 90 days.
Okay, I'm picking up the tab for 6 months. I mean, I'm supporting everybody for 6 months, right?
Yep.
All right.
Well, Emily, your dad is super nice and supportive. He said that he was okay with supporting you, Kobe, and Coben until Kobe can work. Kobe, how did you feel hearing that Emily's dad was willing to do that?
Man, that was like a blessing. First of all, him accepting me to live in his house without even knowing me, it's a plus. I mean, I don't know what I can say, but I'm just so grateful that I came into this family. Maybe this is the right family, yeah.
Maybe this is the right family. It is the right family.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still crazy to me that I'm like, I brought this guy over from Africa. My parents had never met him before, and they're like, yeah, he can live in the house with us. No problem. We'll support him. No problem. I'm like, that's insane.
That proves their love for you, you know?
Oh yeah, like the wild child. Like, let me tell you, did not even surprise anybody. I told them that.
Your dad had one condition when it comes to supporting you and Kobe, which is that you can't get pregnant again.
One thing's for sure, you better not get pregnant.
Okay.
Damn, babe, you're ready. I can't even believe we are doing a pregnancy test right now.
Oh my God.
We see that there might be a pregnancy scare. So what can you tease about that?
Well, you will have to just watch and see what happens.
Okay.
Let's just say, after 2 years, we could not keep our hands off each other.
Clearly.
And yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Well, 90 Day Fiancé fans are very opinionated. Have you mentally prepared yourself for the opinions that are going to come your way?
Yeah, I mean, we knew going into this when we decided to be on the show that there does come a lot of haters, a lot of critique, a lot of people who have an opinion to say about people they don't even know. So at the end of the day, you know, we've talked about it multiple times. We're happy with our life. People who have comments can have their comments and, you know, enjoy their life, and we don't need to respond to them. We're real people, you know, we'll just take it. Everyone else says who's on the show, and that's just that comes with it. So
yeah. Speaking of that, have you met any of the other couples on this season?
no, we have not. We haven't met anyone yet.
Not yet.
Not
Do you have anything that you regret doing or might have done differently before, you know, looking back now, that might pop up this season?
I would have worn more makeup.
I've heard that a number of times.
Oh, we were very, very real on this show. I know there was a lot of comments like, oh, it's scripted. Oh, it's that. And it is 100% not scripted. And what you see is our life. And for us, you know, to be vulnerable and to show up and show you, you know, like, this is our life. This is who we are. And, you know, I don't wear makeup. I don't get up every day and put makeup on. And so I was very real on the show. And so, you know, what you see is what you get. And that's just us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I kept telling her that, listen, people will just sit behind the computer or their phone and message you some crazy stuff. So don't let that get into your head. As for me, I'm from Africa. We've been through a lot. So stuff from the internet doesn't really, you know.
Okay, but let me tell you one thing. I was like, I'm not even going to read the comments, whatever. Like, the day the trailer came out, Kobe's like, did you read the comments? Did you get on Facebook and read the comments? Did you get on the Instagram and read the comments? I'm like, no. He's like, you need to read them. I was like, oh my gosh.
Laughing because most of those comments, they were like roasting me out. How could you say she's getting weight 20 minutes and then you're complaining about the weight?
Yeah, they're like, send them back.
I will send you back. I'm like,
but it was just funny because, you know, he's the one that reads every comment when I'm like, I don't even care to read them because what's it gonna do? And he's like, did you check the Facebook page? I'm like, no, I didn't even need to check the Facebook page.
That is hilarious. So Kobe, are you sure you're gonna be good? You're acting as if you are, but are you gonna be?
I am super fine. I mean, I you know, it's kind of like fun, you know, seeing comments about you, something that this is not who I am. So it's just fun. I mean, kept me all night just reading and laughing and stuff like that. You know, I got people who were saying, no, that's bad. And people were saying, you know, this is kind of like a cultural difference. And it doesn't mean what you guys are thinking. So, and somebody said, oh, sorry, like responded to somebody's comment and say, sorry, life does not only evolves around American culture. You got to stick that in your head right now.
What do you want fans to know about you or your relationship before we get knee deep into the season? Anything you just want to make clear, set straight?
Yeah, you know, I once again saw a lot of comments where people meet just to be on the show. Kobe and I didn't even know about the show. Like, we didn't watch the show. We didn't know about the show. We really did fall in love in China. And like, this is a very genuine relationship that throughout the season you'll see, you know, has its ups and downs like all relationships do. So this is, like I've said, 100% real, and it is who we are, and we do love each other. And I think
I love her.
You know, the fans
drive me crazy.
Okay, well, feeling's mutual. He drives me freaking crazy. So